So hello again and welcome to the lecture 2 of our module 3 on increasing your pin trust, basically of our pin heroes course. This module is all about the scheduling, so this one will be about scheduling your own pins. And again, we are using a tool called Tailwind, which will allow us, let me just refresh this one, which will allow us to upload, basically schedule all our pins all in advance. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how you can actually schedule some of your pins. So let's just get right into it. So what we're gonna do is we are going to choose which pins we want to schedule now and go and schedule it, and then we're gonna see some of the nooks and crannies of whatever we are doing right here. Let's go to our board and see which let's go with the newest, like that, and let's see which boards will benefit from our scheduling pins. Let's see, the traffic generation here has the 75 pins only, so let's just go and find some of our pins we want to repin for the traffic generation. So in this case, we are using only the pins that are not ours. So if you want to pin your pins, your own pins, you are gonna go to the publisher right here and go to schedule pins. We're not gonna choose anything right here, like we're not gonna choose our own pins, and you just press to create your own pin and upload images. That's it. Or pin from Instagram. You're gonna choose whatever you want. You just upload your picture, and then you're just gonna do whatever. You will see exactly like this. Choose the board name, choose the description, choose the website, and add to queue. That's it. But in this case, we're gonna do something a bit different. We're gonna go and find the pins that are not ours. So in this case, we're gonna go with, let's go with the same name, traffic generation. And you know what, let's leave it like that. So in our case, we're gonna go through the scheduling process one by one, so I'd explain some of the nuances of some of the small things of the scheduling pins, and we're gonna just to explain how actually Tailwind works in order to understand for the later module how we're gonna sustain and how we're gonna maintain actual growth with the Tailwind. So what we're gonna do here, let's say find the pin that actually looks nice. You know what, let's go with the first one, the 14 ways to get guaranteed traffic for your blog. Again, as I've taught you before, you can just go and choose whatever board you want and just pin there directly, but we're not gonna do that because we want our pins to be scheduled on the perfect time. Speaking of time, before we're gonna do that, we're gonna choose the timings for our schedule. We're gonna go back to Tailwind, and as you can see, here is our schedule. So in order to choose the timings for our schedule, I'm gonna go and change it just for you, so you would find. Plus, this will be beneficial for me as well. We're gonna go to your schedule right here on the left corner. On the left corner here, and we are gonna press recreate schedule right here, like that, and it's gonna give you an overall number. So how many times you want to pin your pins per day. So the question is for you, maybe how many times per day is the great. You see, I tested this strategy with 1 pin a day and up to maybe 200 pins a day. And what I found out that it's all actually it's all about your preferences. If you can maintain 200 repins per day, you need to go with 200 pins per day. But more you are repinning per day, more time it takes actually to maintain. You see, the 20 pins requires twice as more time to repin than 10 times a day, and 50 pins per day requires 5 times more than the 10 pins per day. So basically what you're gonna do here is find out your preferences, starting from the lower number, like starting from maybe I think the best number to start from is 10. and you will see for the week, try to create a schedule for 2 weeks like that, using only 10 pins per day. And of course I'm talking with the plus version of the Tailwind, the paid version, the basic paid version, that you need to buy basically. And you need to buy the yearly annual plan, because a monthly plan allows you only to upload 400 pins per month. With the 10 pins per day, you can easily use the monthly plan if you want, if you're starting. But later, if you can start with the monthly plan, but later you need to upgrade for a yearly plan in order to have an unlimited amount of pins. So what you're gonna do is you are going to choose the number. I would suggest start from 10. And if you easily can create a 2 weeks of content in advance with ease, and you see that you can create actually way more than that, then double it and go to the 20. And if you can see, and go like up and up and up and up from there until you will find the threshold where it will take way too much time to actually maintain this amount of pins. You need to do that only once per week. We're gonna go that through the maintaining of growth module, and how you should actually continue doing that. But you need to think as of it that just making a few hours of work per week. So think of that. If it takes like whole day to do that, then it's probably not worth it. So just go and increase the number of pins as you see fit. Plus your niche, whatever niche you're using, may not have that many pins already available. So just think about that as well. Like the top Pinterest niches are education, of course, decoration, furniture, the goods. These things are like way overabundant on the Pinterest. So if you chose one of those pins, fitness as well, if you chose one of this type of pins, then you can just go as many as you want. But if you have like small niches, I don't know, maybe like car interiors or something like that, like very, very small niche, then you should go with the like smaller number of pins per day. So in my case, because I know I can maintain 50 pins, I'll just go and create the 50 times a day and press recreate the schedule. For you, it will be maybe create the schedule, and it will just go and create the pins for me. As you can see, it practically made the same time slots for me, but instead of 350, it made 351 pins per day. All done. It changes times a bit. And it's as you can see, it made the days uneven, because some days are more popular than the others. As you can see, in my case, like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are pretty unpopular, and Sunday is like most popular because it has 60 pins, as well as Monday and Saturday as well. They are more popular for me, and plus it gave me the times of the most popularity of my pins. You can change edit time zones right here if you want to see it with your own time zone. So this will be however it is, and this it will take away the guesswork of which times you should upload. So in my case right now, we are not gonna fill this up right now, but we are going to do that in the later lecture. So as you can see, we have created our own schedule. It's all done. Now we can just go back to the Pinterest and plan some pins to basically schedule in our schedule. So we're talking about this first pin, which is called 14 ways to get guaranteed traffic to your blog. In order to basically schedule it, you need to press this Pinterest, this Tailwind button. Just press it and it will open a new window for you. Always it opens a new window, and as you can see here, if you have the few pins selected, or if you have a few pins uploaded, then you will see the more pins right here. And what you will do, you will go here and press traffic generation. In my case, choose one of your boards, but because I may have already pinned this pin over there, but it doesn't matter, to be fair, because you can when you have thousands of pins, you cannot remember all the pins that you have pinned there, so it's not a problem. And another thing that caught my attention here is the 14 ways to get guaranteed traffic to your blog. It's about blogging as well, so we're gonna go and choose blogging here as well. And it looks like we haven't uploaded this to blogging, so which is a great thing. So before you will ask question about what's actually inside the content, we are not thinking about the content itself. We're thinking we're growing our own Pinterest. So it doesn't matter actually how content looks. If you search for it and it comes on the top result, it means it's performing on the top. So basically this is a good content, and you just don't have time to go and check all the content available because you need to grow fast. So that's why we're not checking the content itself. So before you'll ask that question, no, we're not gonna check each and every content, a piece of content on the Pinterest that we're uploading. Next thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to change pin description, but we're not gonna do that in this case because the pin is already top performing in a search bar. So we're not gonna do that. Just leave it as it is. So in the future, you might use the top performing like pins or descriptions just to check out how they work and use it for your own interest. But this is the topic for the other day. This was actually topic for the creation of pins, but we're gonna think about that in the future as well. So we're just gonna keep on returning to the few topics of the past and just making the topics in the future as well. Next two things that you need to think about that you can do in your case is to check these two boxes. One of them is uploading this pin on your Facebook page, and second one is uploading a pin on the Twitter page. I'm not using that actually, but if you have a Facebook page related to your Pinterest, or if you have a Twitter page that is related to your Pinterest account, and you will find a particularly good subject there, I would highly suggest you to do that. I would highly suggest, like 100% recommend to do that with your own pins, just to increase the exposure of those pins and to get additional traffic from Pinterest, from Twitter and Facebook. But for the other pins, unless you have read what actually the content is about, I would not suggest you to do that, because you want people to draw to your pin, and not to the pin through your profile, not to the content itself. So you don't care about the content in this case. So I would not do that. The next two thing you could do is add to tribes and add to Smart Loop. We're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna do all of that in the future when we join a new tribe. I'll show you how to join completely new tribe and just get your content right there. Next thing, of course, there is a website. This is the what website it is. So we're not gonna do that. By the way, you can just press, and if you want, just change the content. Just press on changing the content, and you will change the content. And the next two thing is you can do one of those two things. You can just press add to the queue now, and they will both it will add like two different pins on the queue, and one of them will be uploaded to traffic generation, another one will be uploaded to the blogging. I would not suggest you to do that, because in your pin window, I'm gonna show you how your pin window will look like. Actually, I've done this just for you to understand. When you go to the pins, you will see like, where is that? I think I've deleted that. Yeah, basically what you will see is like two of the same pins pinned like together at the same time. And when people are gonna look to your pin window, it's not gonna look really pretty. So I would not suggest you to do that. But instead of that, you're gonna use the number or the button here that's called use interval. You're going to press this one, and what you're going to choose here is on how the interval between these two pins when they're going to be uploaded. You can change the interval of the time of interval here. You can just type right here, or just use whatever it's written here. I'm gonna use 1 day here, just to have 1 day between the two of them. You can go with open time slots, or means the time slots that are actually available. You can go with an optimized time slots, which is the great for each of the boards that has like with the same time, like not more than 1 day difference, which is great for that exact board. Or you can go with an exact You can just choose the time where you want to when you want this to be uploaded, just exact times. I would never suggest using exact times. I would suggest using opposite open time slots or optimized. In my case, I always use optimized because I know that I trust Tailwind to upload this on the times that are actually the greatest for this particular pins. I'm gonna press set interval right now and then press schedule now. Or I can press the other buttons that you cannot see right now, and that's it. It is all done. We're gonna close this one right here. We're gonna get back to Tailwind and get back to schedule pins, and you will see how they are scheduled. Yeah, right here, as you can see, this is one pin. It will get to let me see which board. Sometimes it just gets stuck. This is gonna get to blogging, and this is gonna get to the traffic generation. And by the way, the full list of the pins you will see right here. You can just select the different boards as well right here and just change your pin after you have scheduled it already. Or you can press it to get back to the draft and transform it to draft pin and just change the whatever you want for later. You can press pin now just to upload it right away, or you can press delete. And if you want to change the layout and make it look like a bit different, more like a Pinterest layout, you can see it like that. I suggest you using this one like that because of the different sides of the picture. It might get like tiled in a weird way, and you'll see it's a bit different. What else you can do? You could just press the shuffle queue right here if you have a lot of pins right here. That we're gonna do that when we're gonna go a massive amount of pins. I'm gonna teach you how you can just schedule the massive amount of pins. You're gonna press this one and just shuffle them in between. The only thing that will not be shuffled is with this locked pins that actually have exact time intervals that you have chosen, so they're not gonna get shuffled. Or you can go like that and just press the fill in the time slots, and it will move the pins in the way that if you have any empty time slot they've created for like after that you could just when you recreated the schedule, like edit the slots or like did some stuff that added a different empty time slot, you could just go press this one and it will just rearrange the schedule in the way so it could fill all the time slots. Or you can just press empty queue just to delete everything at the same time. This is all about the schedule pins. It's extremely important to know all this stuff about schedule pins. I'm gonna give you the tips on how to schedule a lot of pins at the same time in the future. This will need a separate lecture because it's a bit time consuming as well, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And well, this will be it for this lecture. In the next lecture we're gonna get short lectures. The next two lectures will be quite short, but it will be very important about smart loops and the tribes. So I've explained what they are in the previous lecture, but I will go in more in detail in the next two lectures, and it will be all about the scheduling and all about that you need to know, all that you need to know about Tailwind, probably the best and the most important tool for the Pinterest you could ever use. So thank you again for your attention. Thank you for being with me. Again, if you have any questions, just do not hesitate to ask. I'm here to help always, any time of the day. Just give me maybe a few hours if I'm sleeping, so sorry about that. Thank you again, and see you in the next lecture. See ya.